are the MHSAA, a collection of 750 high schools and 750 middle schools, from Temperance to Copper Harbor, from New Buffalo to Alpena. Each year, more than 250,000 students play one of our 28 sports. More than 1.5 million fans attend our postseason games. There are 30,000 coaches and 8,000 officials, not to mention all of the volunteers. The MHSAA believes in the 4 S's. School sports should be safe and kept in the appropriate scope. We believe nothing beats great sportsmanship, and that scholarship in the classroom is more important than excellence on the field or court. Most of all, we believe school sports should be fun. So come out and join us at a game. Support your school, support your community, and come see what the excitement is all about.
Weights have been lifted. Sprints have been run. Preparation for today's game is history. It's time to get it done. You're listening on MichiganSportsRadio.com.
Team wrestling puts up more back-to-back-to-backs than Chris Berman in his prime, and unseasonably warm temps can't stop the downhill ski finals. I'm John Ross, and this is This Week in High School Sports, powered by Michigan Student Aid. For longtime listeners of this program, this first section is going to sound very, very familiar, but I promise it's not a repeat, even though all 4 team wrestling champions are repeats. That's right. Detroit Catholic Central, Lowell, Dundee, and Hudson all repeated as team wrestling champs, with some winning more than just back-to-back. In Division 1, Detroit Catholic defeated Heartland 41-12 in the championship match. It's DCC's second straight D1 title, 6th in the last 8 years, and 17th in program history. In 3 rounds over the weekend, the Shamrocks allowed just 21 total points. In Division 2, Lowell bested Freeland in the championship match, securing an 11th straight D2 title for the Red Arrows. The last time Lowell didn't win the title was 2013. Frozen was the top movie, and the Harlem Shake was a thing. In Division 3, Dundee beat Whitehall 49-20 in the championship match. That makes 7 straight team titles for the Vikings, 9 of the last 11, and 16 finals titles overall. And in Division 4, Hudson won for a 3rd straight time, this year beating St. Louis in the championship. This is the Tigers' 6th title in the last 8 years and 11th overall. That's 4 champions, all who need a new wing in the trophy case for their wrestling hardware. For complete coverage of the team championships, as well as all of the information you need for this weekend's individual finals at Ford Field, please check out MHSAA.com. It's time for Game Balls, when we highlight a trio of standout performances from the past week. First, Zeeland's Riley Smith. In her 6th and final game bowling at regionals, she rolled a perfect 300, claiming the individual regional championship and helping Zeeland advance to the MHSAA finals. Bark River Harris's Lauren Zawada, she put up 17 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, and 6 steals in a win over Munising, giving the Broncos an outright Skyline Central Conference title. And to Marquette hockey coach Doug Garrow, he notched his 200th win as coach and a 7-1 win over Escanaba.
For high school seniors, the matchup of the year isn't on the field. It's actually online. That's right. When you fill out the FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid, you could also be eligible for thousands of dollars in additional money from the Michigan Achievement Scholarship. Yep, nearly 80% of students who fill out the FAFSA may be eligible. Now that's a matchup we can all root for. Get started today at michigan.gov/achievement. The Michigan Achievement Scholarship. It's a game changer.
Our weekly Be the Referee feature takes a look at the fine art of officiating with registered official Paige Winnie.
You may remember the scene from the movie Hoosiers where Coach Melvin Dale pulls Raid from a game on principle and later keeps him on the bench, electing to use just 4 players. Is this legal? The answer is no. NFHS rules state that if you have 5 eligible players, all must play, and you must have 5 to start the game. You're only allowed to play with fewer because of injury or disqualification. During the pandemic, some coaches facing teams down to 4 players had their 5th player stand near the sideline to create a 4-on-4 in the spirit of good sportsmanship, which is legal. But you can't do what Coach Dale did and say, "That's my team."
Thanks, Paige. Now more than ever, we need officials. If you're interested, please go to the MHSAA website now to register. Repeat champions were the theme of the day at the MHSAA ski finals as well. Yes, despite the balmy temps, there is skiing taking place. Starting in Division II, which took place at Nubbs Knob in Harbor Springs, the Petoskey boys team won its 5th straight title and 12th in the last 13 years. On the girls' side, Cadillac won its 2nd title in 3 years and now has a top 3 finish in each of the last 4 years. Over at Boyne Highlands for the Division I finals, it was Traverse City Central's boys team ending the Traverse City West's 3-year run as champion. Flip those results on the girls' side, TC West repeats as champion, with TC Central coming in 2nd. Complete results, including individual champions, can be found at MHSAA.com. You've been listening to This Week in High School Sports, powered by Michigan Student Aid, a production of the MHSAA Network. Thanks for joining us. I'm John Ross, and we'll be back next week.
Bulldogs looking to inbound against the pressure. Lobbed ahead over the timeline to Gable. Gable straight to the basket. Elevates. Jams it down over top of Orbaugh. Oh my goodness. The tomahawk jam over top of the defender.
Up fake, leaning right elbow. Skips the right corner to Watson. Catch and shoot 3. Splash! Muskegon has taken the lead. 47-46. Justin Watson, another triple. He has 9. 138 in the 3rd, and a big red lead.
Line giving on to Titus. Titus angles, pull-up shot for the lead. Good! Brady Titus, a scream to the heavens after he knocks it down. 45. And it's the ultimate revenge for Tri-Unity. Another state championship for Coach Keeler's squad. The defenders of Tri-Unity Christian, state champions in Division 4. 56-45 the final.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the continuation of March on MGN, and welcome to Vanderslice Gymnasium. This is MGN on Michigan Sports Radio. Nate Dreyer with you here tonight, working solo again tonight, a day extra late as we all wait for Chandler Timmer to make his return later on this week. He'll be back on the broadcast for a packed week of games here on MGN, but we start tonight with the start of the girls tournament and a couple of teams that have they match each other every step of the way. 6-16 Jenison, 6-16 Grandville. They both beat each other once in tight games as well during the regular season. It'll be a very, very competitive game to open up the girls tournament here tonight between Coach Timmer's Wildcats and Coach Van Hacken's Bulldogs. Last year, Jenison's kind of the talk of the tournament in terms of this district as they took down Hudsonville, ended what was a nearly decade-long district championship streak for Hudsonville in that contest in Grandville now. First-year head coach Van Hacken, they've won 2 in a row to close their regular season, starting to get on a little bit of a roll right before the playoffs. We'll have plenty of other stats and things to look at with this contest here tonight as we get ready for this one. It'll be a good contest. I think it'll be a defensive-first contest. This is a game likely I think we will see played in the 30s, quite possibly. When you look at the two games they've played this year, 38-33, the Grandville win at Jenison, and then an overtime 45-44 win for Jenison the first time around against Grandville here at Vanderslice Gym at Grandville. So, like I said, likely expect a game that's going to be in the 30s, low 40s maybe, in terms of where both these coaches want to keep things defensively and in terms of the general attack in this one. It'll be a good contest as well. Two teams that have got a mix of senior along with younger talent for each of these coaching staffs that we'll be getting a lot into as well as we work our way through the Centennial Securities pregame show. Do not go anywhere. We're going to step aside, be right back here from Vanderslice Gym as we get a little bit closer to tip-off. Grandville, Jenison here tonight.
was founded based on the belief that the interests of our clients must always come first.
We listen and understand your objectives before making a recommendation.
We customize the portfolio of investments to fit your goals.
It is our commitment to provide a strong line of communication.
Our services include family wealth management, saving for retirement, and estate planning and trust services.
Getting started is as easy as picking up the phone. After all, when everything is said and done, isn't it about time?
It's the final game, folks. This one wins the series.
Struck out with the cheap seats? Important things aren't worth compromising. At Farmers, we offer both quality insurance and great savings. Here, take mine.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Bullhouse rips it out. Here we go. Miles Steffen to run the first attack here. And a couple of points on that possession. Doesn't get it. Physical game early. Slow down. The game gets slopped up. And it winds up being an all-time classic. I expect nothing short of that tonight again.
Yeah, I think so.
Neves, corner, got one. And a timeout from Coach Vanderslice Gymnasium. Continues Carey's pregame show. Let's take a look. Best thing to say about it. Really fun contest. Bulldogs will get it out of the break right here with 53 seconds to go.
Hey everyone, Nate from Michigan Game Night. If you haven't already, make sure to check out the
Going by DeYoung of the Bulldogs. DeYoung for Reagan Neris, free throw line. Turns the back, left wing, Wade, triple try, splash! What a couple of moments and possessions for the Bulldog freshman. Timeout from Coach Riddell. Unbelievable. Here for Reynolds, second free throw, the right hand overhead motion is good for Caden Neves. Really terrific game for him. He's now got 10 of Grandville's 26 and a 6-point lead for the Bulldogs. Wing Sorokin bounding in the lane, left corner DeYoung, all alone, triple, splash, right down the hatch, absolutely pure for Jackson DeYoung, Grandville by 9. It is good for Caden Neves, really terrific game for him. He's now got 10 of Grandville's 26 and a 6-point lead for the Bulldogs. We'll go to highlights to start in the first half with the Neves dunk and then a couple more that we'll follow that up with. All alone, drives the basket, jams it, and one! He's fouled through the dunk. Caden Neves finishing strong with the right hand. Has a chance for one more.
You can feel confident.
We are Centennial Securities,
An independent firm with a team of committed professionals
who strive to exceed our clients' expectations by giving outstanding service.
We're proud to be part of our community where we live and work.
You can feel confident choosing Farmers, which means a black cat doesn't always spell bad news.
What about a gang of them?
Actually, a group of cats is called a clouder. Isn't that right, tough guy?
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Welcome back, everyone, to Grandville. MGN Plus Radio Game Center's March on MGN rolls on with the beginning of the girls' tournament here tonight. Jenison and Grandville girls. It is District 7 here in Division 1. Quarterfinal. Winner will have to move on to take on Byron Center right back at this gym. Grandville hosting all week long. Michigan Sports Radio going to have coverage throughout the week between myself here with Game Night tonight, Joey Sutherland, at other points in the week as well, as East Kentwood also continues through their tournament run here at Grandville. A couple of stats, like I said, things very even with this one. 6-16 with 2-12 records. Everything even in terms of the conference play and the overall season play for Jenison and for Grandville. For the Wildcats, they score 38 points per game on the season. Grandville scores 38.3, so it stays close there. The Wildcats giving up 52.9 on the year. Grandville giving up 49.6 on the season. So things, again, very even with a couple of points here and a couple of tenths of a point in that regard. 2 matchups already this year. They split those matchups to keep things even that much more even on the season. Grandville hosted on January 5. The Wildcats won that one on the road, 45-44 in overtime. And on February 2, Grandville got their bit of revenge on the road, 38-33. So a split on the year in that regard. You look at Grandville on the season, the team now 2-3 in their last 5. They've won 2 in a row. Their 2 last non-conference games, taking down Allendale most recently 50-38. It was a 52-33 win over Zeeland East last time out for Jenison. But you look at Grandville and some of their offensive points this year, where their biggest struggle have been, both these teams are going to be very big defensively. We'll talk more about that later on. But Grandville, they had 5 games in a row that they had scored less than 32 points. Before this 2-game win streak, they went 40-plus in both. So this is a Grandville defense. They give up 49.6 on the year, but especially when they aren't playing the likes of Rockford and East Kentwood, they certainly can keep opponents to sub 40 points. And if they're able to score more than 40, like we saw in the last 2 games, they'll be put in a very good position to win those basketball games. So keep that in mind for sure. Grandville team that has not scored more than 58 on the year. Twice they did score 58, though, during this season. So certainly look out for that point. Like I said, defense big. Both these teams like to use a little bit of full court defense as well. I think we'll see a 1-2-2 or a 2-2-1 trap on the full court used out of both of these coaching staffs to slow things down, slop things up, try to create some steals as well. Like I said, it's a playoff game too, so the pace gets lowered anyway. This game's going to be played, I think, likely in the 30s. Every possession is going to count. Every bucket's going to mean that much more. It's just going to be a slower pace in a defense-led game. You never know. Sometimes in the playoffs you get one team that runs out in front of the other and surprises you. But I would be very shocked if this is a game that we see either team reach the high 40s or into the 50s. I think you're looking at a game that's defensive all the way. I mean, even a little bit faster game the first time they played that also went to overtime was mid-40s on the whole. So I think you're looking at a slower defensive game, some full-court trapping, full-court pressure certainly going to be utilized in this contest. Both teams will be leaning on their seniors as well. You think about Jenison, the district champions last year, pulling that upset. You know, Rudy Maynard, a big part of what they did in that game, certainly what they're going to want to do tonight as well. Ella Chatfield inside, and then for Grandville, Gracie Rakowski trying to extend her Bulldog career. The Walsh University commit had 17 points, Gracie did, 8 rebounds, 4 steals against Allendale, so played one of her best all-around games of the season in that one. Allison Dowlett hit a couple of threes as well. Her running mate in the backcourt, Tessa Gregoire, on the wing, had 7 points in a good outing 2 games ago against Thornapple Kellogg. So the seniors are going to be big. These are teams that have got some really good youth on the whole, and juniors and even underclassmen that play a big role. But I think the seniors, as always, in a playoff game and in a game that every possession is going to mean that much of how you have to set things up offensively and defensively, I think certainly going to be the big critical point to everything. X factor the whole game. Coming off the bench the last couple games is Selena Titus, the junior for Jenison. Oftentimes will lead them in scoring. She's the younger sister of Brady Titus, the former great at Tri-Unity, who now is at Indiana Tech. We'll actually see, of course, Tri-Unity the rest of the week here on MGN. We'll be out at Fowler for their game versus Fowler tomorrow night, 6:30 back on the air for that one as we get back into the boys' tournament in the regions. We're actually going to have Tri-Unity the rest of the way. If Tri-Unity's winning, MGN's going to be there. So there are 2 games at Fowler, hopefully for them this week. Their quarterfinal game will be at the Igloo at Portage Northern, and then, of course, the Breslin Center if they move on. So we'll be on Tri-Unity the rest of the way with MGN. That's the plan. But Selena Titus, back to the point I was making, 10 points against Jenison that win last time out. She's been coming off the bench, a big-time scoring burst off the bench. They like to start with some of their trapping and their best defensive looks. Coach Timmer does to begin the game for Jenison. Then Titus comes in a real offensive dynamo off the bench, runs the offense some as well, and is a big part of what they're going to do, and just brings a lot of energy. So Titus off the bench, an absolute X factor. We matched up with the likes of Grace Richardson coming off the bench as well for Grandville, and that sort of matchup right there of a couple of juniors that both have the ability to hit some shots and score oftentimes down the stretch. I think with that, we'll take one more break right here on the Centennial Securities pregame show. When we come back, final keys to the game, and we'll have the anthem and the lineups right after that.
What would you do with some extra time? Shop Fastlane today.
Somebody once said life moves pretty fast, and that's exactly how we like it. Want to build something? Great. Start businesses, build bridges, raise a whole city. Future in fighting crime? Want to save lives? Do it all here. But you've got to go forward fast. Because today is now, and tomorrow is soon. And to get ahead of the game, you got to get ahead of your time. This is your future, so take it and move all of us forward.
Are you looking for a new career? Aetna Supply is hiring. Aetna Supply is Michigan's #1 plumber wholesaler, servicing local customers for over 50 years. They offer great benefits, a 401k with company match, quarterly bonuses, and no Sundays. Once again, check them out at aetnasupply.com/careers or click on their logo on the Michigan Sports Radio homepage. Have you recently collided with a deer or been caught in an unfortunate accident? Don't worry, Car Center Collision and Glass is your trusted partner to bring your vehicle back to life. With convenient branches in Cedar Springs, Burton Heights, Alpine, and Big Rapids, we're right around the corner to provide expert assistance. From collision repairs to mechanical fixes, we're your one-stop solution for all your car needs. Check us out at carcentermi.com.
We are Centennial Securities,
an independent firm with a team of committed professionals
who strive to exceed our clients' expectations by giving outstanding service.
We're proud to be part of our community where we live and work.
Upgrade to Music Jams Premium to get uninterrupted listening on all your favorite tunes. Click here to start your 7-day free trial.
If it's important, it's not worth compromising. Which is why with Farmers, you don't have to compromise quality to get great savings on your insurance. I got this.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Welcome back, everyone, inside Vanderslice Gymnasium and MGN Radio Plus coverage here of March on MGN. It's Girls District 7 here in the MHSAA playoffs, just starting off our playoff coverage for girls basketball here tonight. Nate Dreyer with his solo for this one. We'll be joined a little bit later on this week. Chandler Timmer will finally rejoin us here on MGN. Both teams wrapping up their warm-ups, like we said. Watch the bench battles in this one. Two teams are completely even. They beat each other once. The records are dead even. Grandville and Jenison, Titus likely coming off the bench, a huge X factor for Jenison. Can she be matched by Richardson? And then, of course, watching those seniors again, watching the pace and what's going to likely be a grinding game and a defense-first kind of game, I think is going to be very critical of what we're looking at in this one, that the biggest players and the most controlled senior leadership is able to rise to the occasion for both of these respective teams in this one here tonight. From Grandville, final 40 seconds here, wrapping up our Centennial Securities pregame show. Both teams out. They're getting ready for the anthem themselves. We will go down courtside for the anthem and then to the public address for tonight's starting lineups in this one from Vanderslice Gymnasium and Grandville High School. Thanks as always to Centennial Securities, Farmers Insurance. See them rotating on your screen. They present Game Night on Michigan Sports Radio each and every night. And in particular, once we get to this March on MGN coverage, packed week. We're here tonight. We're at Fowler for Tuesday and likely Thursday as well if Tri-Unity wins that one. Stay tuned to MGN social media based on what happens with Grandville or otherwise tonight for what the rest of the week looks. But Michigan Sports Radio will have this district covered regardless. Let's send it on down to the PA courtside for the national anthem.
Let's not forget the privilege of this event was made possible by those who have fought and continue to fight for the freedoms we enjoy. Let us now honor and respect their efforts and our country. At this time, please stand, gentlemen with regrets, as we proudly play our national anthem. And now let's meet the starting lineups for today's game between the Wildcats of Jenison and the Bulldogs of Grandville. First up, the Jenison sophomore guard, number 1, Reese Stedman. The Grandville junior guard, number 2, Grace Richardson. Jenison's junior guard, number 5, Rudy Manor. Grandville senior guard, number 3, Gracie Krakowski. Jenison senior center, number 13, Leah Douche. Grandville senior center, number 20, Dane Duran. Jenison sophomore guard, number 14, Jesse Stickler. Grandville senior forward, number 24, Tessa Brewer. Jenison senior forward, number 21, Ella Sheffield. And on the out, Grandville's junior forward, number 24, Mia Humphreys. The head coach for the Wildcats is Mr. Gordon Zimmer. The head coach for the Bulldogs is Mr. Mike Van Hecken. Your officials for today's game are
All right, ready to go here from Vanderslice Gym, Grandville in the home white jersey tonight. Open up in the playoffs. Numbers in maroon, trimmed in black. It's the traveling greens for Jenison. Numbers are black with Jenison written across the chest, also in black, both trimmed in white. It will be Dingarang stepping in for the Bulldogs as she will step in against Dooch for this tip. Ball is won back by the Bulldogs and Garang for the start, and we're off and running here. Richardson, top of the key, will start things up. Man-to-man defense on the other side. Handoff, left wing for Gregor. Curls to the top of the key. Skip pass, down low for DeVries. Sells it down, right block. Backs into the paint. Two-hand shot, strong fight for the rebound. And a tie-up is called as Garang got all locked up down low with Dooch. On the alternating possession, it will go back the other way with Jenison for their first possession of the ball game. 7:42 to go in the first, and the Wildcats will start up their first possession of the ball game. Right wing Stickler, the sophomore, feeds left wing to Maynard. Low dribbles around a screen to the right elbow. Back to the corner for Stickler. Stares at the basket. Drives free throw line. Left wing Maynard with space. Tries a three. Hard off the back rim, no. Leaping rebound down to Gregor. Rakowski up and running up the near side of the floor. Stops in the wing. Rakowski crosses, left wing on for Gregor. Curls around a screen left block. Dumping a pass through the hands of Garang to the free throw line. Stolen away by a reaching Maynard. And Jenison restarts the offense right to left to Stickler in the wing. Stares at the basket. Drives. Fires it over top of a pair of Bulldog defenders, but a foul is called on the shot as it goes high off the backboard, and that will send Stickler to the line. First foul of the ball game on either team. That call gets whistled on DeVries for her first, and Stickler will go to the stripe right here. Bends the knees. First free throw, good for Stickler, and we have our first points of the ball game for the sophomore at 4 points. Stickler did last time out against Zeeland East. Bends the knees again. Second free throw, rattles around and goes off the right side, no good. Board taken down by DeVries. Rakowski will start up the Bulldog offense. First minute gone in the girls' district playoffs here on MGN. Rakowski feeding right wing on for DeVries. Back left side, Rakowski drives the lane. Floater, falls off the front rim short, snags her own rebound. Feeds up top to Gregor. Sidesteps the defender. Gregor drives. Dump pass looking for Garang. Paddled out top where it's settled down by DeVries. For Richardson. Deep three. Off the connector, no. Rebound tips through the hands of Garang. Taken by the Wildcats. Pushed all the way down the far side of the floor of the timeline to Stickler. Along the baseline, Maynard. Whip pass to an empty left wing. Goes out of bounds. Turnover. Grandville will take it back with 6:26 in the first. 1-0. The Jenison lead in this one. Wildcats bring a bit of pressure here in the three-quarter court. Inbounded from near to far side over to Gregor. Stops over the timeline for Rakowski. Curls top of the key. Steps inside the arc. Launches a long two off the front rim. No. Rebound DeVries. Put back off the window. No. A third chance for Garang off the backside of the rim. Will not fall. Board out of bounds. Last touch by Dooch, and the Wildcats will stay with the Bulldogs along the baseline for the offensive inbound. 6:10 to go in the first. 1-0 Jenison here. Preached that defense was going to be critical and it was going to be low scoring. Seeing that so far. Lobbed up top for Rakowski. Stares at the basket, starts a right-hand dribble. Feeds right corner Richardson. Quick trigger three. Off the back rim, no. Rebound is paddled around and over the back foul is called on Din Garang for her first of the ball game and the second on the Bulldogs. The Wildcats, traveling green uniforms, take the ball back over right here. Stedman, the sophomore point guard, to run the offense. 2 minutes gone, first quarter. Stickler right wing. Bulldogs go man-to-man defensively. Skip pass, right elbow to Dooch. Matched up defensively by Garang. Right corner for a crossing Stedman. Two-hand push pass, left wing on to Maynard. Curls around a screen, tries to skip it back right wing to Stickler. Paddled out in front of the free throw line where Stickler resets the offense. Right corner for Stedman. Watch defensively, arm spread wide on her is Richardson. Starts the right-hand dribble, backs it out. 5:33 to go, first quarter. Around a Dooch screen, Stedman. Steps inside the arc, pops a 19-foot two. Off the glass, no good. A rebound down to Gregor. Runs it up near side, left to right over the timeline. Crosses, drops it Rakowski, top of the key. Down the right side of the lane, step back three. Rakowski misses everything wide to the left, and an inbound paddle from Gregor. Unable to save the basketball as it'll get taken back over here by the Wildcats. 5:12 to go, 1-0 Jenison. Still in this one, Perez will check in for Gregor. As we're going to see Elliot Chatfield, the senior, come on for the first time for Jenison. Bryn Timmer, fellow senior up front, also checks in here for the Wildcats. And Selena Titus on the floor to run the offense for the first time. Throws right corner on to Stickler. Paddled pass up top to Timmer. Timmer drops it off on the curl top of the key for Titus. Hesitates, drives, jump stop. Left corner Maynard with space, tries the three. Splash right down the hatch. And the first field goal of the ball game with 4:49 to go goes to Maynard as the senior knocks down the triple. She and her sister last year, Taryn, did such an incredible job throughout the districts, especially that championship game where they took down Hudsonville for the first time. Anyone had taken down Hudsonville in nearly a decade in a district championship game. Richardson backs it out. Bulldogs working into their offense. Have not scored yet, nearly to the halfway point of the first quarter. 4.5 to go in it. Perez, right corner, drops it off. Richardson tries the three. Off the back rim, no, and the rebound padded to the corner. Last touched by Garang, and Jenison will take it over right here. Allison Dowd up from the Bulldog bench. She will check into the ball game here for Garang. So the Bulldogs will go with more of a 4-guard lineup right here, right to left. It'll be Titus to run the offense. 4:15 and less to go, first quarter. 4-0 Jenison. Titus up the near side, down the left-hand side, beg your pardon. Skip pass, right wing on to Stickler. Stickler curls, skips it back, short left corner to Titus. Turns the back defensively or offensively on Perez, who's defending, and an offensive foul gets whistled on the Wildcats, as that was Titus pushing off on her back to the basket, and the Bulldogs will take it over. 4 minutes exactly to go to the halfway point. Grandville will start it up right here. Perez will get matched up against Titus defensively. Wildcats will fall in again man-to-man defensively this possession. A lot of times these teams like to show some zones, especially out of the full court. Have not seen that so far. Handoff, Rakoski, right wing. Feeds left side for DeVries. The junior stares at the basket, back up top to Rakoski. Crossover dribble. Stutters, drops it, DeVries. Two-hand push pass, right wing on to Perez. Back up top to Richardson. Stutters down the right side, throws it right corner on to Perez. Curls around a screen, jump stop, long two. Rattles out, rebound, snagged by Rakoski. Put back high off the window and good. And the Bulldogs on the board for the first time. Good work there by Rakoski, able to clean things up down low. 3:20 and less to go in the first, 4-2 the lead. Titus pressured, whips a pass, right wing for Stickler. The sophomore drives, two-hand shot off the connector, no good, but a foul gets whistled on Grace Richardson, third of the team on the Bulldogs, and the first on Richardson will send her to the line. So Stickler will go back to work here at the stripe, 1 of 2 at the line her first trip. And the first free throw is no good off the back rim. Stedman will check in here for Maynard, so the sophomore checks in for the senior for Coach Timmer. One more at the line here for Stickler, the 5'9" sophomore. Bends the knees, right hand in front of the face. Free throw is good. Again, goes 1 of 2 at the stripe. She's got 2 in the ball game. 3:10 and less to go, and a 5-2 lead here. For Jenison, Bulldogs working left wing. DeVries swings it to the corner to Haight, to Dowett, who's out there for some of her first offensive action. Drops it top of the key to Perez. Perez down the left side of the lane, whips it left wing for Rakoski to reset the offense. Lobs right side, DeVries working on the perimeter, throws corner on to Dowett. The quick trigger sophomore looks at the basket, jabs, curls around a defender, free throw line, jump stop, hard pass, left block, DeVries, swings at corner, Rakoski, off the drive, floater, off the backside of the rim, no, rebound, DeVries, put back, off the backside of the rim, Haynes will not fall, board back the other way with Timmer, on to Titus, tic-tac-toe pass, right side, Chatfield tries to throw it on to a streaking Stickler over her head, out of bounds, and the Bulldogs will take it back over from their own baseline right here. Bryn Butler, the freshman wing, on the floor for the first time for the Wildcats to go back man-to-man defensively in the half court. 2.5 to go, first quarter, 5-2 Jenison. DeVries up top, feeds Rakoski left wing, defended here by Ella Chatfield, the senior forward. Nice feed, all alone, mid-range. Richardson down the hatch and good, able to get the roll. Nice feed right there from Rakoski to find Richardson, driving to the basket, left-hand push shot. Stedman off the mark, and the Bulldogs will take it back the other way, down just 1 with 2:02 and less to go in the first. Rakoski to slow things down. Around the screen, Chatfield trying to fight around it. Dump pass into the corner. Anna Perez drives the basket, leaning left-hand shot, off the glass, no. Rebound tipped out and saved along the out-of-bounds line on the left side by Dowd to keep the possession going up top for Richardson. Richardson, left corner, Perez with space, tries a deep 3. Off the connector high, long rebound, chased down by Perez up top. Able to settle it down for Richardson, right wing for Dowd. Stutters, enters and probes inside, curls around the defender free throw line, gives up top to Perez, who starts a right-hand dribble. Perez will hand it off for DeVries. 1:17 and less to go first quarter. DeVries stops on the pivot, drops it for a curling Dowd down the right side of the lane. Stops, mid-range jumper, popped up and good. And the Bulldogs have their first lead of the game as Allison Dowd able to hit from the mid-range. Good finish from the senior there. Now Dowd, active hands, able to spike away an entry pass, trying to find its way to Butler, and with the steal takes it over. 52 seconds and less to go first quarter. Bulldogs on top for the first time. A grinding offensive start to this one, as we certainly expected between two teams that like to go defense first. Perez up top with 39 seconds. 37 and less. It's Titus the defense. Bulldogs packing their offense in, get some motion out of it. Top of the key to Rakoski. She'll back it out with 25. The Bulldogs senior, 4th year with the team, looking to extend her career with a district opening win. The Bulldogs last year upset West Ottawa to open the districts, and a left side drive from Murkowski is cut off, and she is fouled by Ella Chatfield for the first of the game on the Jenison senior. Dooch and Maynard back on the floor for Stickler and Titus here. Left side inbound coming up for the Bulldogs. It'll be Richardson to throw in with 14.6 on the clock in the first quarter. Richardson and Rakowski in front of the timeline, lost her footing, able to keep the dribble on the floor, on the fall down to the floor, and keep the possession going with 9 seconds. Around to DeVries, screen top of the key, back around the screen to the right side with 4. Left side, Richardson tries a contested 3 right before the horn, falls short off the front rim, and that'll do it for the first quarter. 6-5, Grandville by 1. All defense early as the district playoffs have opened up here on MGN. We'll step aside, be right back.
It's a beautiful time of year, but for many, it is also the beginning of allergy season, which means lots of sneezing, itchy, watery eyes, runny nose, constant drainage, or ear pressure. These are all allergy symptoms we regularly treat. Don't let your allergy stop you from enjoying what you love to do outdoors. We have several ear, nose, throat, and allergy specialists ready to see you. Find us online at MichiganENTallergy.com. We look forward to helping you enjoy the outdoors again.
Somebody once said life moves pretty fast, and that's exactly how we like it. Want to build something? Great. Start businesses, build bridges, raise a whole city. Future in fighting crime? Want to save lives? Do it all here. But you've got to go forward fast. Because today is now, and tomorrow is soon. And to get ahead of the game, you got to get ahead of your time. This is your future, so take it and move all of us forward.
Welcome back, second quarter here on game night in March on MGN. Fresh 8 minutes up on the board. The Bulldogs lead by 1 after 1. Gracie Rakowski will start things up with a right-hand dribble again. Jenison going man-to-man defensively right here, kind of playing off a little bit in a bit of a matchup zone look. Top of the key, Dowlett, and an offensive foul, and an illegal screen is going to be whistled on Brea Haight for her first foul of the ball game. That'll send it back the other way with Jenison. Just past 10 seconds gone, and the Wildcats will start things up right to left here in the traveling green uniforms with their sophomore point guard, Reese Stedman. Hassled over the timeline by Perez, and Perez got a little too handsy with the push-off right there defensively. That'll be the second whistle of the quarter on the Bulldogs. Coach Van Hecken doesn't necessarily love the call. Didn't think there was too much contact from Perez. Will get whistled on the Bulldog guard, however, as the junior picks up her first of the ball game. Right corner, Maynard hit a triple earlier. Lone field goal of the ball game for the Wildcats. Drives the baseline, cut off right block by Dowlett. Whips up right wing. On for Stedman, able to exit up top to Chatfield. Miscommunication. Chatfield throws it left side into the Bulldog bench. Is cutting to the basket away from the ball was Bryn Butler. Dogs take it over with 7:27. And Gracie Rakowski again will start up the offense. The senior, 17 points last time out against Allendale, has not scored so far, and this grinder here in the district opener. Perez to the left elbow, feeds Dowlett left wing, starts a right-hand dribble, curls around a Haight screen, free throw line, pop-up jumper, off the left side of the rim, no, board taken down by Dooch. Stedman to run the offense. She'll throw it all the way over the timeline onto a running Butler. Butler backs to the basket, bodies collapse on the floor, gave it left wing on to Chatfield. Chatfield up top, Maynard tries a 3, good. Second 3 of the ball game for Rudy Maynard. She's got 6 of the team's 8, and Jenison goes back on top with 6:47 in the second. Lead is 2. Perez to run the offense here. Rakowski working off the ball a little bit for the Bulldogs. Around a DeVries screen, throws right wing for Dowlett. Dowlett tries a quick trigger 3 off the back rim, no. Board chased down by Butler, and the freshman will run the break up the right side of the floor for Coach Timmer. Stops right wing with it, defended loosely here by Haight. Butler crossing inside the arc, dumps a pass, right block to Dooch. Back right wing, Butler. The freshman triggers over top of the tightly watching defender. Off the back of the rim, no good. Board taken in by the Bulldogs and Dowlett. 2 minutes gone, second quarter. Lead is 2 for Jenison. There's Perez in the right wing. Haight left side, throws it left corner On to Rakoski, gets a screen set by DeVries, drives down the baseline, jump stop, left wing, two-hand pass out for Dowett, drives into the paint, stops at the free throw line, right wing, quick pass onto a driving Haight, has the ball stripped into the paint on her entry by Butler, and Butler will take it over here for the Wildcats. Skips it, Stedman, top of the key, dribbles into a wide open three, that one's good. Third triple of the game, and a timeout from the Bulldogs as they make a couple of defensive mistakes, and the lead stretches to 5. We'll step aside and take a break right alongside the Bulldogs here. Be right back from Grandville.
Cornerstone University.
The professors are very open to helping whenever they can.
Academic excellence, character-driven athletics, Christ-centered community involvement.
Cornerstone has been a great opportunity for me to grow as a leader, just being able to approach people and be warm and welcoming and hospitable.
Experience it for yourself. Attend a Golden Eagle Day at Cornerstone for a taste of campus life and the chance to meet faculty and staff. To arrange a visit for your high school junior or senior, go to cornerstone.edu. Cornerstone University. Build a life that matters.
Welcome back to Grandville on a defensive game in March like this one. Every possession matters, and Jenison able to hit a couple of back-to-back triples to give them a 5-point, 11-6 lead right here with 5:40 to go. Both teams so far who like to employ a couple of different defensive looks have stayed half-court man-to-man and half-court pace all over the floor in this one. Gracie Rakoski with the dribble, right wing for the Bulldogs. Throws left side to Gregoire. Up top for Richardson, right wing back to Gregoire. To Rakoski. Up top, Perez with space, tries a three. High off the connector, no rebound nicely. Shoveled behind Richardson onto a driving Perez. Perez takes it to the basket. Floater is off the mark, but a foul is called. That will send Perez to the line. First foul of the quarter on the Wildcats. And foul number 1 on Leah Deutsch as well, the senior, as Perez goes to work. Junior looking for her first points of the game. Low dribbles, bends the knees. Quick flick of the wrist down the free throw, and that one is down and good for Perez. And she's got her first points of the ball game. Has come off the bench in a changing Bulldogs lineup throughout the year. Offsets the feet, second free throw. High off the connector is no good. Board down to Maynard. She'll run the right side of the floor. Crosses past Richardson over the timeline. 5:13 to go, second quarter. 11-7 Jenison. District opener here on MGN. Butler backs it out right wing. Throws left side to Stedman, the sophomore, to the volleyball line. Lob pass left side on to Deutsch. Back up top. And swung back left wing here from Maynard. Stutters right side for Butler. Butler starts the right-hand dribble. Hands it off for Stedman. Curls top of the key. Watched here defensively by Richardson. Bulldogs playing man-to-man, switching a lot, though, at the perimeter. Right wing for Maynard. Right corner for Butler, the freshman with a bit of space. Tries the three. Off the connector, no. Leaping rebound down to Gregoire. And Rakoski with some speed up the left side of the floor will head man the offense. 4.5 to go, second quarter. 11-7 the Jenison lead. Screen from Gregoire. Rakoski down the right side of the lane. Drives to the basket. Flipping right-hand shot off the window. No, but a foul. And that will send Rakoski back to the line here for the Bulldogs. That one, the first foul on the freshman, Bryn Butler. First one, Rakoski's good. We'll see Stickler check in for Butler off that last foul. Rakoski bends the knees, flicks it towards the basket, scores. Able to hit that one. 4 now for the Bulldogs senior. And the Dogs within 2. Good little run back, and now Grandville breaking out a full court trap right here. 2-2-1 trap in the full court. Jenison beats her over the timeline to Stickler. Skip pass right corner to Chatfield. She's trapped up. Exit right side on to Stickler. Starts the dribble. Stopped up by Richardson. Skips up top on to Stedman. Holds the ball along her right hip and will direct some traffic with the left arm. Left side passes tip but finds its way to Chatfield. Chatfield starts some motion. Fakes the drop to Deutsch, throws it right side, and a timeout from the Wildcats bench as Coach Timmer didn't like the way things were getting set up right there. 3:56 to go in the second quarter here from Vanderslice Gym. District 7 opener for girls basketball here in the MHSAA State Tournament. Attention all golfers, want to keep your game in shape? The Leaderboard Indoor Golf has you covered with over 500 courses, a full bar, and 17 TVs. The Leaderboard Indoor Golf is the perfect place to work on your game, host events and parties, and compete in leagues. Visit theleaderboardgolf.com or call 616-500-8709 to book your tee time today. 3:56 to go, second quarter, thanks to Farmers Insurance along with Centennial Securities. Starting kind of end of this year and especially into next year, we think the Bennett Sinner Agency in Wyoming will become our new presenting agency with Farmers Insurance. But we thank, of course, Farmers Corporate as well for all of their help helping present MGN over the years, in particular this season. The Bulldogs shifting things around a little bit defensively right here in kind of a matchup 1-1-3, 2-3 zone. Left side to Dooch, left corner for Maynard. Working against the zone. Lost the handle and regathers with 3:39. 11-9 Jenison in the second quarter. Right side for Stedman. Defended here out of the zone by Perez. Swings across. Gets picked up defensively. Left side by Richardson. Throws a pass right side for Maynard. She'll start a left-hand dribble. 3.5 to go. Bulldogs causing some havoc right now and troubles on any sort of drive entering the lane from the Wildcats. Right side, Maynard gets a bit of space against the zone. Launches a triple and hits another one. Third three of the game for Rudy Maynard. And the lead stretches back up to 5 with 3:09 to go. Rukowski stops, free throw line, pops a long jumper off the back of the rim, no. Rebound chased down along the baseline by a sprinting Perez. She'll curl back, right wing with it. Jenison sticking man-to-man to the half court defensively. 2:57 less in the first half. Perez, left corner, Rukowski. Around a Perez screen. Back to Perez, left corner, long two. Off the left side of the rim, no good. Chase to the ball, to a side scrum, on the floor, held ball, alternating possession. Will go Jenison's way with 2:45 in the second. Bryn Timmer, the senior center, will come on the floor for Bryn Butler right here. And the Bulldogs will go back to the 2-2-1 full court trap, one that definitely helps slow down opponents, force a couple of extra passes. We'll see what they're going to be able to get out of it. Maynard up the middle of the floor, right side, on to Stedman, back to Maynard, back to Stedman, right side. Still in the backcourt, stopped up, starts the dribble, able to run over the timeline, beat the 10-second clock. To the corner for Chatfield, back right wing to Stedman. Working here against the Bulldog matchup, 2-3 zone pass into the paint, stolen away by Garang. Tries to throw a pass up the floor to Richardson. Richardson wasn't ready for it, went off her back, and it's taken back away here by Jenison and Stedman to reset the offense. Right wing to Stickler. Stickler steps into a three, right wing, off the back of the rim, chased to the rebound, snagged along the end line by Chatfield. Grandville fans wanted to travel, but Chatfield will throw one that goes into the backcourt all the way down the floor, out of bounds along the other end line. 2:03 to go in the second. Grandville will take back over down 5. Richardson to throw in from baseline right. Right corner for Rukowski. Back to Richardson, right corner with space. The junior tries the three. Off the front of the rim, rebound paddled to Garang to keep the possession. Right corner, Perez. Left-hand dribble, curls free throw line. Jump stop, two-hand wild shot sent down to the floor. And that will send Perez to the line for 2. 1:51 to go, second quarter. Second foul whistled on Chatfield as the Bulldogs will bring DeVries here in for Garang. Foul now will get changed to being a foul on the floor. It'll be a baseline right inbound here for Richardson. Richardson lobbing up top to Gregoire. Tries the deep three. Rattles out. Board down to the Wildcats. 1:46 to go. Second quarter, right side of the floor. Offense will get picked up here by the sophomore point guard Stedman. Left side for the senior Maynard. Bulldogs working out of the 2-3 zone. Maynard to Stickler, left corner. Stickler back up top to Maynard. Right wing, the chest pass on to Stedman. Right corner to Stickler. Lobs, right elbow, onto a jumping Timmer. Left wing for Maynard. Tries a deep three over top of Gregoire. Rattles out. Board tracked down by Chatfield. 1:17 to go. Chatfield drives to the basket. Push shot, no. Put back Timmer, no good as well. And the rebound gets paddled on to Rukowski. 1:10 and less to go. Second quarter. 14-9 Jenison. Defense continuing to lead the way in this one. Gregoire, right wing for Perez. Drops it for Richardson. A whistle. And a foul on the Wildcats defensively here will put the Bulldogs one away from the bonus. 58.1 in the second quarter clock. Dooch and Titus on the floor as Chatfield will take a seat. That foul was on Stedman, her first. Timmer also leaving the floor. So the guard, Titus, will bring a little bit more of a guard presence here for the Wildcats for the final minutes. Inbound, short left corner onto Rukowski, driving. Gets hand-checked and fouled by Maynard, and that will send Rukowski to the line here for the Bulldogs. 55.7 on the second quarter clock. That foul is the second on Titus, who actually get the whistle as she was poking in. Titus with her palms up. I think that foul should have been on Maynard, but they wound up calling it on Titus instead. First free throw for Rutkowski's down and good. We'll see if that gets corrected. It will get corrected. The foul is on Maynard. So the foul is on Maynard, not on Titus, who is off the ball. One more here for Rutkowski at the line. Bends the knees, right-hand free throw. Able to get the friendly touch off the front rim, off the glass and good. And the Bulldogs pull it to within one possession. And they bring out the full court trap. Titus skipping a hard pass right side onto Maynard. Back over the timeline, near side, moving right to left to Titus. Hard to the corner to Stickler with 45 seconds. Poked by Gregor, stays with Stickler. Trapped up, feeds free throw line to Duke. Up top onto Maynard. Swings left wing to Stickler. Stickler across for Titus. Through her hands but gathered right wing with 34 seconds. Titus starts the crossover dribble with 30. Left side to Stedman. Stedman, right side, Maynard. Holds the hands high in the wing to the right corner for Titus. Defended here by Rutkowski with 22. Launches the three. Right down the hatch and good for Titus. Big, tough defended triple there. Titus able to find her way onto the score sheet. Final 12 seconds. The lead stretches to 17-11 here. Around the screen, Rutkowski with 6. Rutkowski with 5. Feeds down low to DeVries. Ball poked from behind. Stolen by Stedman. That'll do it for the first half. 17-11. Again, highlight in the pregame show presented by Centennial Securities. It was going to be defense, and we open up the Farmers Insurance halftime show talking about defense as well. 10 minutes for each of these coaching staffs to try to work some things out. The Bulldogs were the first to start to go to some of the zones and different looks defensively. They did a fine job defensively, holding the Wildcats to 17 in the half. A couple of triples really wound up killing the Bulldogs, 4 of them that Jenison was able to hit, the main source of their offense, but it was Jenison's defense holding the Bulldogs to 11 in the first half. That right now making the difference in this one in the district opener. We're going to step aside, be right back with some stats along with some highlights from the first half of the district quarterfinal here at Grandville. Jenison up 17-11 at the break.
Looking for a great place to buy a used truck or car? Check out Extreme Truck and Auto Center, located at 1098 O'Malley Drive in Coopersville. They have a huge selection of trucks, cars, vans, and SUVs. Stop by their lot or give them a call at 616-384-3777. You can check out their inventory at xtacenter.com.
Michigan hearing experts sell and service several brands of hearing aids. Are you having trouble having a conversation or unable to hear the latest play of the game? We perform comprehensive hearing exams and use real ear measurements to ensure optimal functioning hearing aids for your unique needs. Our highly trained doctors of audiology are dedicated to helping you reconnect with your world. Visit MichiganHearingExperts.com to find a location near you and take the first step towards better hearing with Michigan Hearing Expert.
Cornerstone University.
The professors are very open to helping whenever they can.
Academic excellence, character-driven athletics, Christ-centered community involvement.
Cornerstone has been a great opportunity for me to grow as a leader, just being able to approach people and be warm and welcoming and hospitable.
Experience it for yourself. Attend a Golden Eagle Day at Cornerstone for a taste of campus life and the chance to meet faculty and staff. To arrange a visit for your high school junior or senior, go to cornerstone.edu. Cornerstone University. Build a life that matters.
The Grand Rapids Sports Hall of Fame celebrates the city's rich sports history by honoring prominent West Michigan athletes and those who have contributed greatly to sports on a local, state, or national level. A class is elected each year and then honored at an induction ceremony in the fall. They also prevent annual events in support of West Michigan athletics, and they raise funds to support local youth organizations and charities. Follow them on Facebook or check out the pictures and biographies of all 181 inductees at grsof.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to Grandville and the Farmers Insurance halftime show. Look at the scoring break right now. Rudy Maynard leading all scorers with 9 as she hit a trio of threes in that first half to lead the way for the Wildcats in this one. Some of the other scoring, Titus hitting that late 3 as well to find her way on the score sheet. Stedman had 3 as well. along with Stickler, who went 2 of 4 at the stripe. Rakowski leading the way for the Bulldogs. She had 6 in that first half, doing a lot of work at the line as well, and then some balance scoring behind that for the Bulldogs. What you see on the screen, couple for Richardson, Dallett with 2, Richardson, as I mentioned, with 2, and then Perez had 1 for the Bulldogs. But offensive struggles for the Bulldogs and for both teams in general. Defense, the operative word of the day so far. Both teams open, man-to-man, half-court defensively with kind of slower offensive possessions. The Bulldogs down the stretch going to some different zone, both full and half-court looks, but so far Jenison has solely stuck to the man-to-man for Coach Timmer, who typically will start breaking out some traps and different looks. So we'll have our eye on that. Let's take a look at some highlights from the first half. Let's start with Dallett for the Bulldogs, as their senior guard hit this really nice, tough mid-range 2 to put the Bulldogs up for the first time. 17 and less to go first quarter. DeVries stops on the pivot, drops it for a curling Dallett down the right side of the lane. Stops, mid-range jumper, popped up and good. And the Bulldogs have their first lead of the game as Allison Dallett able to hit from the mid-range. Then a couple of threes. This one coming from Stedman as a team. 5 3-pointers hit by Jenison, and this the big one from their sophomore Stedman. Will take it over here for the Wildcats. Skips it. Stedman, top of the key. Dribbles into a wide open 3. That one's good. Third triple of the game, and a timeout from the Bulldogs as they make a couple of defensive mistakes, and the lead stretches to 5. Lastly, another 3 here from Jenison. This one from Selena Titus, who came off the bench, has 3 with this triple, being the extent of her scoring. This is a big one. Grandville had closed the game back to 1 score. They'd gone back and forth, traded some buckets, and then a big triple right here from Titus to help stretch that gap heading into the break. 30, left side to Stedman. Stedman, right side Maynard. Holds the hands high in the wing to the right corner for Titus. Defended here by Rakowski with 22. Launches the 3, right down the hatch and good for Titus. Big, tough defended. All right, so that's the story at the break. 17-11, Jenison over Grandville as the Wildcats hit 5 3-pointers en route to 17 points and that 6-point advantage at the break. We'll step aside, be right back here on the Farmers Insurance Halftime Show.
As the voice of Michigan's student athletes, the Student Advisory Council's role
is to convey the message of how high school sports should be played.
We are responsible for helping the MHSAA maintain a positive and healthy atmosphere
in which interscholastic athletes can thrive.
We believe that athletes should be competitive,
sportsmanlike, and excel academically.
We believe that students in the stands should have fun,
but not take away the focus from the game.
We believe coaches should act like teachers,
helping student athletes develop while still keeping high school sports in perspective.
We believe that parents should always be positive role models
and support their child's decisions.
We believe officials commit their own time to high school sports,
and respect should always be shown and given to them.
The most important goal for student athletes is to enjoy high school sports
while keeping a high level of respect between all those involved in the games.
Enjoy the game.
We are Centennial Securities,
an independent firm with a team of committed professionals
who strive to exceed our clients' expectations by giving outstanding service.
We're proud to be part of our community where we live and work.
Upgrade to MHSAA Premium to get uninterrupted listening on all your favorite tunes. Click here to start your 7-day free trial.
If it's important, it's not worth compromising. Which is why with Farmers, you don't have to compromise quality to get great savings on your insurance. I got this.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Every high school sporting event in the state of Michigan has one thing in common: officials. Every game, every meet, every match. Without officials, there'd be no touchdowns, no 3-pointers, no face-offs. Without officials, there'd be no games. Officiating is a great way to give back to your community and stay involved with the sports you love. And officials are needed now more than ever, because without officials, it's just practice.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Farmers Insurance halftime show into the MGN Plus Game Center here from Vanderslice Gymnasium. 17-11 Jenison over Grandville at the break. And looking at keys to the second half for the Bulldogs. First off, it's gonna come down to finding a little bit of offense. You know, Gracie Rutkowski had 6 for the Bulldogs still, with the ball in her hand, able to get some opportunities. I think, as always, the Bulldogs are going to have to look to their senior leader, who is on her way to Walsh University next year. The commit there had 17 points against Allendale last time out. Rutkowski going to have to be big and have to lead the way once again. I think in the second half, the Bulldogs are going to have to get shooting opportunities outside of that. I think if Rutkowski's able to get inside, especially based on what type of defenses that we see Jenison go to, if they do start mixing up some different zone looks or what they decide to go to, could be some opportunities driving, dishing, creating open opportunities out wide for Dowlett and Gregoire and Richardson, some of the other pieces. And for the Bulldogs and for both teams, I think on their end of the floor, the three-point shooting for Jenison, the difference. They scored 17 points. All but 2 of them came off three-pointers. So that certainly is where things are going to go, in particular the great shooting performance out of Maynard, who hit a trio of threes in that first half. Stedman and Titus also knocking down triples for Coach Timmer. So that certainly, I think, is going to be one of the key places of where we're going to be looking at things in the second half as we are ready to go. Final 20 seconds until the second half gets underway. Grandville in the home whites, numbers in maroon, trimmed in maroon and black. The traveling greens for Jenison with black numbers trimmed in white, black trimming down the side. And the Bulldogs, right to left across your radio dial, will get the ball to start the second half here tonight at Vanderslice Gym. And we're off and running. Rutkowski, right wing for Gregoire. Holding triple threat, lobbing for a cutting DeVries to the basket. Nice find, right-hand shot falls short, and the board down to Maynard. Good offense and good cut. Bulldogs just can't quite finish there. Stedman, left wing, thinks about the triple, hesitates, feeds up top Stickler. Swung right wing to Chatfield, who gets the second half start. Poked out of there by Rutkowski. She'll rip it off the floor. One possession defensively and a steal. Forced all the way down the floor, looking for a cutting Perez. Snagged off the tip off the end line by DeVries. And here's the drive from Gregoire, getting free in the lane. Left-hand push shot, no good. Bodies crashed together, left elbow. And the rebound is snagged out of there by Chatfield and the Wildcats. 7:18 to go in the third quarter. Stedman, right wing. Maynard with space, tries a three. Off the back rim, no. Rebound snagged down by DeVries. First minute gone, third quarter. Lead is still 17-11. Bulldogs working the 6-point deficit. Top of the key, Rutkowski. Feeds left wing to Gregoire. Drops it for Perez off the curl to the top of the key. Down the right side of the lane. Reaching pass. Tipped back to Perez. Drives. Underhand two-hand shot. Blocked and fouled. And that will send Perez to the line for the first time in the second half. That is call number 2 on Deutsch as the senior picks up that foul. Quick free throw is good for Perez. She's been confident at the stripe so far in this one. Has another coming. Going to close it to 4 at the line here. Low dribbles, bends the knees, quick flick of the wrist, and that one is pure as well for Perez. 3 points now in the ballgame. Grandville brings some full court pressure on right here. Along the end line, inbounded to Stickler, dribbles right side, drops it for Stedman into a double team trap with 6:44. Throws wildly over the timeline, out of the hands of a leaping Maynard. It will go back the other way with the Bulldogs. Second turnover of the half, forced by the Grandville defense here. 6:38 to go in the third. Gregoire lobs a pass, left block to DeVries. Quick pass from Rutkowski down left corner onto a driving Perez. Left-hand shot hits the bottom of the rim to a side scrum on the floor. And a whistle and a foul is called out of the scrum. I think they're going to get Leah Deutsch on it. It'll stay with the Bulldogs here with 6:23 in the third. And they do. That's the third foul on Deutsch. It'll stay with the Bulldogs. Baseline right inbound here, staying on the eye in Grandville. It will be Richardson to throw in. Got a right corner to Rutkowski. Back to Richardson, right corner. Starts the dribble. Walks into a triple. Good. And the Bulldogs within a point. Richardson, first triple of the ball game. She's got 5 points. And Grandville closing it a bit here. Dogs pressure, forcing a long pass down the left side, snagged by Chatfield, left elbow. Turns into the lane, into the double, poked out of there, but the poke came straight on to Butler. Mid-range floater off the back of the rim, no. Rebound paddled out of bounds by Dooch. Grandville takes it. Titus, Timmer, check in for Dooch and Stedman. 5:55, third quarter. The Bulldogs back down within one. A 5-0 run to start the second half for the Bulldogs. Near side, right to left. Here comes Rutkowski to set up the offense. It's met up man-to-man defensively by Chatfield. Throws free throw line to DeVries. Turns on the pivot, right wing for Richardson. Up top, Perez swings left wing to Gregoire. Left-hand dribble, angles, stops, spins, left block. Up top on to Richardson. Down the left side of the lane, pops a mid-range jumper. Wildly off the window and good. And the Bulldogs have the lead with 5:27 in the third. Tough one from Richardson. Inbound stolen by Rutkowski, taken back away by Maynard. Here comes Titus running the floor. Titus down the right side, jabbing into the lane. Underhand shot and a foul will get called as she's sent down to the floor by Perez. That foul, the second on Perez. How about the finish? A possession to go, though, by Richardson to give the Bulldogs the lead back. Foul will get whistled on the floor. Inbound left corner will wind up coming on to Titus. Shot off the glass is no good. Fight for the rebound, and another whistle, I think, going to get picked up here on Perez as she in the scrum for the rebound grabbed Bryn Timmer. It is on Perez, and that is her third. And because of it, Kennedy O'Leary, the junior guard, will check in for the first time. O'Leary was running on the floor late, trying to get the sub in after the ball was already put in play. She will not be able to join the action right here. Inbound from Maynard. Lobbing up top for Timmer. Looks at the basket, back left side for Maynard. Around the screen to the free throw line. Pass to the right wing, poked and stolen away by Grace Richardson. Runs up the middle of the floor. Under 5 minutes to go, and the Bulldogs the lead in the third quarter. Perez, top of the key, throws left side to Richardson. Richardson drops it on the weave for Gregoire. Dump pass into the lane nicely for DeVries, and DeVries gets grabbed and fouled. On her turn to the basket. That foul on Chatfield is her third. It will be called a shooting foul. Ruled that DeVries had started the shooting motion. She'll go to the line. The first one no good. Rattles out for the junior. Here comes O'Leary for the Bulldogs as the Wildcats are going to bring Stedman back on the floor along with the freshman Bryn Butler. One more for DeVries at the stripe, 18-17, the 1-point lead for the Bulldogs. Looking to stretch that. In front of the face, free throw. Spins 360s and falls for the first point of the game for Mia DeVries. Bulldog full court pressure on the inbound. Near side to Stickler. Locked up here by O'Leary. Pressuring up the right side of the floor. On the pivot foot, Stickler stops. Throws with two hands over the timeline to Titus. Titus has it poked away by Rutkowski. Taken left corner, though, by Stedman. Out of the trap, skips up top for Titus. Crossover dribble. Titus will back it out. 4.5 to go in the third. Left corner, quick trigger three. Stedman falls short off the front rim. Rebound down to Gregoire. 19-17 Grandville. Long pass down the floor from Rutkowski. Back right wing, Gregoire tries the three off the connector. No. Rebound, free throw line, snagged by Gregoire. Dumps a pass right corner to Rutkowski. Tries the three off the back of the rim, and the rebound chased down by the Wildcats and Butler. Runs it against the pressure up the right side of the floor. Jump pass, right corner, Titus. Steps inside the arc, launches a 19-foot two. Off the connector, no. Long rebound, free throw line. Chased down by Titus, fouled. She was trying, Titus was, to whip up a shot. I believe it will get called a shooting foul. It will not, though. So it will now be a foul. Does get whistled on the floor. It was kind of after the foul that Titus started to actually throw it up. Dallett will come in here for Richardson. That foul is the second whistled on DeVries. Inbound, short left corner. Titus shoots off the inbound, missed it all strong. 3:50 to go. 19-17 Grandville in the third quarter. Rutkowski, left wing for Gregoire. Gregoire drives free throw line on Titus, has it poked away and is stolen away by Butler. Titus to run the offense with her head up the floor, staring down. Now will reset things up top. Watched here by Dallett. Bulldogs go man-to-man defensively in the half court. Off the curl and the drive, Butler throws left wing for Stedman. Stedman lobs left block for Timmer. Timmer turns against the double. Whips it up top for Stedman. Stedman Starts a right-hand dribble, crosses, and will back it out. Left wing throws for Butler. Butler to the free throw line with a right-hand dribble. Stops the dribble right wing, throws right corner for Stedman. 3:15 in the third. Stedman around a pair of Bulldog defenders, drives the lane. Euro step, left-hand shot, gets the rattle and goes for Stedman. 5 points now for the sophomore. We're tied at 19. Rakoski drives, snaking to the rim, right-hand finger roll. Can't get the touch, board down to Stedman. Push down to Titus with less than 3 to go in the third. Titus bounding into the lane, offensive foul. Drawn by Dallett. Expertly done by the senior right there with Titus bounding into the lane. Able to set the feet, pick up the foul, and it goes back Grandville's way. Second foul on Selena Titus. Haight will check in for Kennedy O'Leary here. 2:48 to go, right to left, home white jerseys. Rakoski will start it. We're all tied at 19. Jenison falls back man-to-man defensively in the half court again. Rakoski left wing, crossing, thinks about a long two, feeds to the corner for Dallett. Jabs and starts the dribble, drops it left wing for a curling Gregor. Dump pass, left block, DeVries works the pivot, back left corner, but off that pivot, she lifted the pivot foot. A travel is called, and it'll go back the other way with Jenison. 2:29 in the third. DeVries with the 2 fouls takes a seat. Grang comes in her place as Leah Deutsch will check in late for Coach Timmer, as it is Timmer going to the bench. Maynard also will come in here for the Wildcats as Stickler takes a seat. Bulldogs will bring full court man-to-man pressure once more here. Titus lobbing it for Butler, paddled away by Gregor. Ball into the Jenison bench. Last touched by a diving Butler. It will go Grandville's way. Great play made there by Gregor, able to reach over top of the lob pass, paddle it down the floor. Butler diving, unable to save the basketball, and Grandville takes it back over. 2:20 to go in the third, all knotted at 19 here. Rakoski around to Grang, screen top of the key, bounds down the left side of the lane, floater off the window, can't get the roll, but a foul will send Rakoski to the stripe. Bulldogs also now into the bonus for the final 2:11. Whistle goes on Stedman for her second foul of the ball game. 5-3 the fouls, Jenison versus Grandville in the quarter. Rakoski at the stripe. First free throw flicked up, good. That was pure, and Grandville goes back on top with 2:11 to go in the third. One more here for Gracie at the stripe. Right foot offset in front of the left. Second free throw. High arcing shot is good. Able to hit them both. She has 8 in the ball game. Grandville has a 2-point lead with 2:10 to go. Bulldogs will set up the matchup zone. A travel called on Selena Titus. Stutters against the defense. Travel gets whistled, and the Bulldogs take it over. 2:05 to go in the third. Another turnover here faced by the pressure of the Bulldog defense. Titus will show some token pressure on the backcourt against Rakoski, who starts up the Bulldog dribble. Inside 2 minutes to go in the third. District quarterfinal here in District 7. Two teams that split the games against each other on the season. Right wing, Dallett drive, floater, misses it all. Board Garang, put back falls short. Deutsch tracks down the board. Jenison off and running, now down by 2. 1:45 in the third. Stedman, right corner, Stickler, quick trigger 3, got it for the lead back. The sophomore, a quick trigger. Sorry, check that. That's Bryn Butler with a quick trigger. The freshman able to knock that one down for her first points of the game. Butler the triple. Jenison on top. Mid-range jumper. Rakoski off the connector. No. Board down to Deutsch with 1:25. Stedman, a little bit of pressure in the backcourt. Pulls it away. Got it over the timeline to Maynard. Left corner. Off the drive. Butler two-hand shot. Rejected away. And taken near side right to left by Rakoski. Thrown on for a sprinting Dallett to the corner. Stops. Spins. Left wing for Rakoski with 1:07. 22-21, third quarter, Jenison. Gregor top of the key, hounded defensively by Stedman. Throws right wing for Haight, whips it free throw line to Dallett. Stutters to the right block, double teamed. Right wing for Haight. And a whistle. And a timeout is called by Coach Van Hecken, and the Bulldogs will take one as well.
Hearing experts sell and service several brands of hearing aids. Are you having trouble having a conversation or unable to hear the latest play of the game? We perform comprehensive hearing exams and use real ear measurements to ensure optimal functioning hearing aids for your unique needs. Our highly trained doctors of audiology are dedicated to helping you reconnect with your world. Visit MichiganHearingExperts.com to find a location near you and take the first step towards better hearing with Michigan Hearing Expert.
Welcome back. Nate Dreyer with you here on Game Night, MGN Radio Plus Game Center from Vanderslice Gymnasium, 22-21 in the third quarter. Jenison back up over Grandville. A very similar score at the half in the other game going on in this district. 22-22 at the break. Wyoming versus Hudsonville. An update there out of their own timeout. The Bulldogs with the basketball right here. Gracie Rutkowski to run the offense here for the Dogs. Crosses past Titus. Mid-range jumper. Pure. Right down the hatch for Rutkowski. She's able to get the two. She's got double digits. Our first double-digit score of the ball game. And Grandville goes back on top by one. And the Dogs pull out their matchup 2-3 zone right here. Titus will take her time to set it up. Inside 30 seconds, right side for Dooch. Dooch whips left wing on to Titus. Titus at the volleyball line. Down the right side, gave it left wing here on to Butler with 20 seconds. Faced up out of that zone defensively by Richardson. Drops it Stedman, low driving three, misses everything strong, out of bounds. Grandville takes the basketball with 12.5 in the third. Dogs a chance to come from behind, trailed by 6 at the halftime break and lead it into the third quarter break here. Rutkowski to run the offense with 7 seconds. Screen from Garang with 6. Down the left side with 4. Steps into the 3. Rutkowski right before the buzzer. Shot goes strong. Missed everything. Hang on, there is a whistle right before the buzzer. It looks like it will be ruled that the buzzer came before the whistle in the fight for the basketball. That'll do it for the third. We'll step aside. Be right back here from Grandville.
The 76 Diner and Truck Stop would like to invite you and your families to come and check out their diner. With locations in both Byron Center and Coopersville, they're a great place to stop before or after the game. They have a wide variety of menu choices to feed all the kids. They serve breakfast hot all day, and they're able to accommodate all of your large group needs. Their full menu is available for takeout orders, and they have online ordering at 76truckstopdiner.com.
All right, welcome back to Grandville. Final quarter of the district opener here. And it's a one-point game as we go to the final frame. Jenison down 23-22, gets the ball to open things up. To the right corner, here's Stedman, defended by Rutkowski. Throws up top for Maynard. Had 3 threes in the first half. No scoring so far in the second half for Maynard. Left wing for Stickler, the sophomore. Jump pass, right wing Maynard. Out of the trapping zone, the Bulldogs pressure her. To the short right corner, on to Chatfield. Turn, skip pass, right corner Maynard. Whipped to right wing and gathered off the floor by Stickler. Up top for Stedman. 30 seconds gone in the final quarter. Right wing for Stickler. Working against the trapping zone. Onto the corner for Dooch. Up fake, starts the dribble, throws right wing Stickler. Pass to the top, picked off by Rutkowski. Read it perfectly. Drives to the basket. Left hand layup is good. Defense into offense, and the Bulldogs lead by 3. What a play by the Bulldogs senior there. Expertly out of the zone, able to reach and steal that one out of the lazy pass, top of the key. Drive from Stickler, stops free throw line, skips it up top to Stedman, ducks the head, mid-range floater. Missed it all short. Rebound paddled into Stickler to keep the possession, and she gets fouled on the turn to the basket. 6:57 in the ball game. Grandville by 3. Second foul on Garang. Richardson takes a seat as Perez comes in for Coach Van Hecken. Inbound, top of the key. Triple try is good. Stickler able to knock that one down for her first 3 of the ball game. Right corner on for Haight. Right wing Gregoire back to Haight out of the corner. 6:35 and less to go in the fourth. 25 all. Right wing for Haight. Haight turns, drives to the basket, and an offensive foul gets whistled. on Garang. She sets an illegal screen for her third foul of the ball game. DeVries will come in here for Garang. 6:28 to go in the fourth, 25 all. Two teams that split the regular season games against each other. Grandville will bring out some three-quarter court pressure right here. Over the timeline is Stickler. Stickler. Skip pass, right corner Maynard. Against the zone, throws up top, poked and stolen again by Rakoski, off and running. Rakoski hesitates, floater off the window, too strong. Board out of bounds, nearly paddled in by Perez, and able to save it is Gregoire. Worked around right corner Rakowski, stepping aside into a three, missed it all. Rebound Gregoire, and a very quick tie-up is called. Possession will stay with Grandville as Stickler is able to get her hands in there. It's 5:56 to go in the ball game. All tied at 25 in the district opener. Left side inbound for Haight. Lobs it, free throw line to DeVries. Back left corner to Haight. Stutters. Feeds up top to Rakowski to reset the offense with 5:15 left. Left wing to Gregoire. Gregoire, drive. Whip pass. Right block. Mid-range jumper. Haight is good. Nice passing sequence. Brea Haight on the score sheet, and Grandville on top again with 5.5 to go. Fourth quarter. Top of the key, a jumping Chatfield is grabbed from behind, I think by, was it Perez, or are they going to get Haight? They'll get Haight for the call. That's her second, and the third of the quarter on the Bulldogs. No fouls yet called on Jenison in this final quarter of play. 2.5 minutes gone in the final frame. Right wing inbound to Stickler. Up top, Stedman stares at the three. The lefty tries it, falls short off the front rim. Board down to a running Perez. On to Rakoski. Stuttering to the basket. Floater. Back rim, no. Rebound. Track down Rakoski. Whips up top for Gregoire. Gregoire around to DeVries' screen. Stops. Feeds up top for Rakoski, right wing. 5:12 and less to go. Drives. And a travel off the stutter in the move from Rakoski will give it back the other way to Jenison with 5:11 in the fourth. 27-25. Bulldogs the lead by 2. Coach Van Hecken wants a timeout. Has just a couple remaining. We'll take one right alongside the Bulldogs here.
What would you do with some extra time? Shop Fastlane today.
All right, welcome back to Grandville. 5:11 to go. Not quite 3 minutes into the final quarter. We've already traded the lead a few times down this final stretch. The Dogs back up by 2. Thanks as always to Centennial Securities on Farmers Insurance for presenting game night on MSR. Quiet night tonight, opening up girls districts on Michigan Sports Radio. We're the only show in town, but it gets a lot busier tomorrow as we've got a lot of boys regionals and, of course, into girls district semi-night as well Wednesday. MGN tomorrow all the way out, going an hour and a half away to Fowler for the D4 regional semifinals as host Fowler takes on Tri-Unity Christian. MGN will have the Tri-Unity coverage the rest of the way as Coach Keeler's team looks to deliver him a 6th state championship if the defenders are able to do so and make what will now be yet another a 4th trip back to the Breslin Center. Big time pressure on the inbound here against Maynard. Full court defense from the Bulldogs. Ripped away by Richardson. Outlets it on to a running Rakowski, and Rakowski's able to score at the basket. She's got 12. The lead stretches to 29-25. A 2-score lead for the Bulldogs, and a timeout from Coach Timmer as the Bulldogs brought the pressure on the inbound again. We'll step aside and be right back from Grandville, where the Bulldogs have got the momentum.
Was founded based on the belief that the interests of our clients must always come first.
We listen and understand your objectives before making a recommendation.
We customize the portfolio of investments to fit your goals.
It is our commitment to provide a strong line of communication.
Our services include family wealth management, saving for retirement, and estate planning and trust services.
Getting started is as easy as picking up the phone. After all, when everything is said and done, isn't it about time?
It's the final game, folks. This one wins the series.
Struck out with the cheap seats. Important things aren't worth compromising. At Farmers, we offer both quality insurance and great savings. Here, take mine.
We are Farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Welcome back to Grandville. Defense has been big for all parties, but the Bulldogs defensively down the stretch in this one have been very, very impressive, forcing some steals, some easy points out of it, and bringing a ton of full court intensity down the stretch for Coach Van Hecken. 4:50 to go in the ball game. Grandville by 4. District quarterfinal. Dogs hosting this district all week, looking to hang on, win the rubber match against the Wildcats. And Grandville again will bring the full court trap on. Maynard inbounds to Stedman in the backcourt. Token pressure on her from Richardson. Down the left side, Stedman able to beat the pressure over the timeline. Throws just to her right side on to Maynard, standing on the Grandville G. Whips it left wing to Titus. Reaching pass, left elbow on for Dooch. Back up top onto Titus. Tries a trigger three. Off the front rim, no. Chasing down the rebound, and the putback is there and good for Chatfield. Chatfield able to follow nicely in the lane, get her first points of the ball game. Now Jenison showing some token pressure, beaten near side over the timeline, moving right to left by Perez. Perez is trapped, whips it up top onto DeVries. Right wing for Richardson, tries a deep three, rattles out, board down to the Wildcats and Stedman, fouled from behind by Emma Perez. That is the first foul, that is the fourth foul of the quarter on the Bulldogs, and that is the fourth foul also on Perez. Grandville again brings on the full court trap right here. Titus up the middle of the floor. Right side onto Maynard, back to Titus in the backcourt. Skipping over the timeline. Red intercepted by Rakoski. Mid-range jumper off the window and good. It's again a perfect defensive play read by Gracie Rakoski. And another steal for Haight, and she's fouled by Titus. The Bulldogs working in the full court, able to steal a couple down the stretch as Jenison has really struggled with the havoc out of the Bulldogs. Third foul on Titus, first on the team in the quarter for Jenison. Bulldogs lead to 31-27. Inbound to Rakoski, tipped into the backcourt by the Wildcats. Chatfield taken in by Rakoski. She'll take it over the timeline up the left side. Chatfield following her left wing. Up top for DeVries. Drops it right wing for Perez with 3.5 to go. Dogs will take their time to set this one up. Titus closing off defensively on Perez, trying to shake her free with a sidestep move to the left wing. Perez keeping the dribble left corner. Titus went down to the floor, tripped up Perez, and Titus with a double pound to the floor will pick up the foul call for her fourth. That's the second on Titus. That's the second on the team, fourth on Titus. Titus angrily going back to the bench and will check out right here. As DeVries will throw it in. Titus having a discussion with some of the Jenison officials. I think that's AD Tim Ritzma that she's talking to right now by the entrance of the locker room. She's heading back that way. Richardson throws a pass, looking for Perez at half court, through her hands into the scorer's table, out of bounds, and it will go back the other way. Butler comes in, Dooch takes a seat, 3:19 to go, 31-27. Stedman slowly over the timeline, starts the offense. Right corner from Maynard. Watched defensively by Richardson. Maynard bounding around a screen, gets picked up back, fighting around it by Richardson. Short right corner to Chatfield, turns, drives the lane, reverse layup, falls short, board down to DeVries. DeVries is trapped, able to find with a quick two-hand pass ahead on the shovel to Perez. Perez lobs it right side to Rakoski. She'll carry over the timeline. Behind the back dribble with 2:45 and less to go. Dump pass, free throw line, DeVries whips it left wing on to Perez. Right side for Rakoski. Running around right now, the Bulldogs against the trapping pressure. Pass to the free throw line to DeVries. She is fouled from behind. That will be the third call of the quarter on the Wildcats. And that's the first on Stickler. 2:40 to go in the fourth. 31-27. Richardson to throw in for the Bulldogs. Richardson lobs all the way up top, and the inbound looking for Perez is batted out of bounds by Maynard. Richardson to throw in. Got it right wing for Akoski. Back to Richardson in front of the timeline. Here comes the trapping pressure with 2:35. Poked, stolen away by Stedman. 2-on-1 break, back the other way. Left-hand shot strong, but a foul on a late arriving Grace Richardson will put the Wildcats into the bonus. Also, it'll send Stedman to the line. Down 31-27. Second foul on Richardson with 2:31 in the fourth. The lefty Stedman at the stripe. Bends the knees, flicks it in front of the face, free throw. High off the connector, will not fall. Gregor checks in for Haight. One more here for Stedman at the stripe. Has 5 in the ball game for the sophomore. Stedman bends the knees, flicks it towards the basket. Off the connector, rattles out, no good. Rebound, batted around, snagged by Rakoski. She's trapped in the near corner. Angles along the baseline. Rakoski to the right side of the floor. Throws it wildly over the timeline, snagged by a leaping Richardson. Richardson to the right wing. Up top, Perez backs it out and hands it off for Rakoski with 2:15 in the ball game. Grandville by 4. Rakoski trapped up, right side onto Perez, trying to kill some clock. Along the half-court line, Perez back to Rakoski, stolen away, and the passing lane intercepted by Chatfield. Runs to the basket, lost the handle, touched out of bounds by Gracie Rakoski, who came up limping a little bit on the end of that play. She caught something awkwardly. 2:01 to go in the ball game. Baseline right inbound for the Wildcats offense. They trail 31-27. Inbounded right wing. Stickler up top for Maynard. Jabbing into the lane, and a travel. Jump stop, move the feet, and Grandville will take it. 1:56 in the fourth, full court pressure coming. And before the Bulldogs see the full court pressure, Coach Van Hecken will call a timeout. 1:56 to go in the ball game. We'll keep it right here. 31-27 Grandville. Both teams some mistakes, some turnovers being forced right now down the stretch. The lead has pretty much stayed where it has been for the Bulldogs the last few possessions, and we're inside 2 minutes to go as Coach Van Hecken is looking to, in his first season with the Bulldogs, deliver a district win in the first round. The Wildcats, who are district champions a year ago over Hudsonville in that one, are now looking to try to come from behind late, earn the win. They won in overtime at Grandville, the meeting at Grandville earlier in the year. They fell on their home floor to the Bulldogs as the two teams traded wins on the road this season. Again, interestingly still for Jenison, so Selena Titus went down to the floor. She went down early trying to draw the foul before there was contact, then tripped up the Bulldog ball carrier, went down. It looked like she maybe caught her head. She came storming off the floor and ran back towards the locker room after having a word with some of the Jenison athletic department officials, and has now returned to the bench. But Titus on the bench, back out of the ball game. With 1:56 to go, she does have 4 fouls that she's dealing with. The Bulldogs along their own baseline will have to deal with some full court pressure. Thrown in here to Gregor. Able to snag it, run over the timeline. Into the trap. Gregor whips it back for Richardson. Out of bounds. Last went off of Maynard into the Grandville bench as she was reaching towards it. Now the officials have a discussion. It will stay with Grandville as Richardson will throw it in. 1:50 to go. Bulldogs by 4. Richardson just standing to her left side. Coach Van Hecken barking out some signals. Lobs left block to Rakoski. Right wing whips it up top for DeVries, and DeVries is sent down to the floor through a bit of contact. That's the 4th foul of the quarter on the Wildcats. That whistle will go on Stedman for her 3rd. Bryn Butler, the freshman, will check in here for Leah Dooch, the senior. 1:45 to go in the ball game. 31-27 Grandville. Richardson throws just in front of the timeline to Rakoski. High pass right side to a leaping Richardson. Her pass then to the left side over the head of Perez into the scorer's table as Perez takes out the scorer's table trying to save it. And Jenison takes over. 1:38 to go. 31-27 Grandville. Bulldogs will bring some pressure right here in the 3/4 court off the inbound. Stickler. Token pressure from Richardson. Right hand dribble over the timeline. Stickler followed right wing by Richardson. Stops, skip pass, top of the key, Chatfield. Chatfield, low pass, snagged left wing by Butler. Turns to the free throw line. Right wing on for Chatfield. Right corner for Stickler. Crosses to the free throw line. Skips it up top. Maynard triple. Off the front rim. Shot is no good. Rebound chased down off the turn by Chatfield. Second chance. Poked out of bounds. Last touch by DeVries. It'll stay with Jenison. 1:12 to go. 31-27 Grandville. District opener here at Vanderslice Gym. Stedman skips into Chatfield. And a foul will get whistled on Tessa Gregoire, and that will send Chatfield to the stripe. That's the first on Gregoire. Dallett will check in here for the Bulldogs. Couple of big ones for the senior Chatfield right here at the stripe. Offsets the right foot in front of the left. Low dribbles to the right. In front of the face, free throw. Off the connector, no. Free throw issues for Jenison down the stretch have certainly cost them a bit. Dallett now will check in for DeVries. The Bulldogs did an extra guard out there. One more for Chatfield. 31-27 Grandville with a minute 11 to go. Titus up from the bench, set to come in. Second free throw, off the connector, off the backboard, will not fall. Rebound down to Gregoire. Trapped up, throws along the baseline to Rakowski. All the way over the timeline onto a leaping Richardson. Another good press break right there for the Bulldogs. 1 minute to go. Dallett stopped up, throws up top for Rakowski. Rakowski right side lob pass to a leaping Richardson in front of the timeline. Richardson right wing low pass snagged by Dallett with 50 seconds. Dallett is trapped. Pass to Richardson, paddled out of bounds by a reaching Stickler. It will stay with Grandville. Here comes Titus. 47.7 on the clock, 31-27 Grandville. Dogs doing a good job killing some time against this Jenison trap right now. Lobbed in, Titus collides with Perez. Perez takes it away. No foul on either side. Perez trapped up, whips it out of there, drives the baseline, curling to the right corner, and gets grabbed and fouled by Maynard. And that will send the Bulldogs and Perez to the stripe. Second foul on Rudy Maynard. Perez to the line. Perez flicks it up, scores it. Dogs extend the advantage to 32-27. Perez now with 4 points in the ball game. Has one more coming. Big one here for the junior. Low dribbles, flicks it up again. Off the left side of the rim, cannot get the rattle on that one. Board down to Butler. Jenison working with some pace. 35 seconds to go. Butler drives, drops it for Stickler. Stops, back to Butler, right corner. Drive with 28 seconds. Takes it to the cup. Right-hand shot off the bottom of the backboard. No good, but a foul will send Bryn Butler, the freshman, 5'9", wing to the line. First foul on Dallett. 32-27, Grandville by 5. Free throw, rattles home, got the friendly touch right there. One more coming up for Butler. Chatfield back into the ball game. One more for Butler. 25 seconds to go. Free throw up, free throw short, rebound to the corner, snagged by Richardson. Throws it over the timeline to a running Dallett. Stopped up and fouled by Titus, right wing. Titus was trying to steal the ball away, trying to get the held ball called. Instead, that's the end of the night for Titus. She picks up her 5th foul, and the Dogs go to the line with Dallett. Chatfield now will enter the game. She wound up not coming in at that last substitution point, but now Chatfield will come in for Titus. And it will be Dallett at the stripe. 32-28 Grandville. It looks like the Bulldogs are looking at back-to-back wins on Monday night of District Week here, and a first one for first-year head coach Mike Van Hacken. The first free throw good for Dallett at the stripe. Dogs lead 33-28. 3 points now for Dallett. Coach Van Hacken wants a timeout. He'll take his final whistle of the ball game to talk about things before the final 20 seconds. Mike Van Hacken comes from great basketball family himself, a terrific player himself as well. First at Holland, then Hope College. His His brother Dan, longtime head coach at Hamilton, took the Hawkeyes to numerous district championships, regional championships, and even one trip to the Final Four in the 2019 season. So a good basketball pedigree, in particular defensively, as what we've seen out of Van Hecken and his Bulldogs here, looking right now to hold Jenison to sub 30 points in this ball game. And they've done it through mixing defensive pressures, and in particular, the second half, the Bulldogs' full-court trap has been absolutely wreaking havoc on the Wildcats' attack. 20.3 on the clock, 33-28 Grandville. One more free throw for the senior, Allison Dowlett. She's got 3 points in the ball game, and one more here would be huge to stretch the lead. Once again, this time up to 6. Winner of this game gets Byron Center. Tough game. Lily Zeemstra there, one of the Miss Basketball finalists for Byron Center, so a tough matchup. The other side of the draw, we'll see Hudsonville, a loaded district, just like we had in District 7 on the boys' side. One more for Dowlett at the line. With 20 seconds to go, free throw is good. That one pure. 34-28 Grandville with 20 seconds to go. DeVries will come in for Dowlett off the make. Dogs will run to a little bit of full court pressure right here. Kind of a 1-1-2-1 alignment. Maynard in front of the timeline, whips it to Stedman into a trap over the timeline with 14 seconds. Stedman with 13, tries to launch a three through a pair of Bulldog defenders and gets fouled on a shot that went about 5 feet in front as it got tipped around, and that will send Stedman to the line for 3 here. 34-28. Dowlett set to check back in. Offense for defense right here again. Officials having a discussion about this. Now, they called it a shooting foul. It doesn't matter because the Wildcats are into the bonus regardless. Right now, one of the officials having a discussion with the coach, Timmer, as well. And Stedman will go to work at the line. Stedman bends the knees. Left-hand free throw. Rattles out. Actually, so that was the discussion point. This is why we need Chandler here. The discussion point was, it sounds like, I think it's just going to be 2. I think they're going to call it a foul on the floor. That's what it is. So she's not getting 3 fouls. It's ruled a foul on the floor. Just 2 at the line here for Stedman. This is the second with 11 seconds to go. Free throw is up and good. Brings the lead to 34-29. Full court pressure on the inbound, and Perez is fouled right away with 9.8. DeVries will come back in for the Bulldogs. And Perez goes to the line. That's the 4th foul on Stedman. Bulldogs looking to hang on down the stretch and pick up a district win here in the opener. Perez first at the line. Rattles out. DeVries now checks in for Dowlett. 9.8 on the clock. One more for Perez. Bends the knees, flicks it towards the basket, off the front rim, gets the friendly rattle and touch, 35-29, and a timeout from the Wildcats bench now with 9.8 on the clock. 5 points now for Emma Perez in the ball game. Again, thanks to Centennial Securities along with Farmers Insurance for presenting game night on Michigan Sports Radio and March on MGN. Back on the air tomorrow night, all the way out, hour and a half away at Fowler, as we have Division 4 as Tri-Unity takes on host Fowler in the second of 2 games at that regional semifinal in Division 4. We'll see if a march back to a 4th straight state championship game and a potential 6th championship for legendary head coach Mark Keeler can materialize for the defenders, as they've got a good Fowler team that's filled with a lot of good defenders and good shooters in that one. So we'll certainly have our eye on that contest. Can't wait to get out to Fowler tomorrow and start our coverage of Tri-Unity. We saw them once earlier this year as they took on rival Wyoming Lee in a thriller, and now the rest of the way for Tri-Unity. If they're playing basketball games, MGN will be there as they look to make it back to the state championship. We were on the call the last time they won the title 2 years ago with Selena Titus, who we saw foul out tonight, her older brother Brady, for the defenders in that one. Bulldogs will again set up a 2-2-1 trap. Baseballed all the way down the floor, stolen away by Gregor into the backcourt to Rukoski. Chased around by Chatfield along the end line. Chatfield not going to foul. That'll do it. Grandville picks up the Monday win. The Bulldogs win the rubber match over Jenison, and they keep dancing. Last year it was a Cinderella run for Jenison. They picked up a district championship. They're going to fall short on Monday. In this one, though, a really solid performance start to finish out of the Bulldogs. In particular, the second half, the Dogs' defense absolutely took over in this one. And Grandville, for the second straight year, has a win on Monday. They've got another really stout Bulldogs team coming up on Wednesday. They take on Byron Center in that one. We're going to step aside, be right back for our Centennial Securities post-game show. When we come back, we'll have some stats, we'll have some highlights, and we'll have some awards from this one. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
The 10 winners of the Nobel Peace Prize or the last 5 Miss Americas, the point is the applause dies and the achievements are forgotten. But can you name 3 friends who helped you through tough times or teachers who encouraged you in school? We remember those who make a difference in our lives. I'm Randy Hansen, president of Centennial Securities. What matters to us are the personal relationships we have with our clients, helping them build a secure financial future. As a Centennial Securities customer, you know what I mean. If you're not, isn't it about time?
Member SIPC and FINRA.
Hey everyone, Nate from Michigan Game Night. If you haven't already, make sure to check out the MGN shop. You can find it through MichiganGameNight.com or the Michigan Game Night page on Michigan Sports Radio. Click on the Buy MGN Merch button or tab on either page and find your way on over. You can check out a store that has hats, beanies, sweatshirts, t-shirts, water bottles, and everything in between, from just simple MGN logo designs to playoff featured designs, designs with famous calls and moments from MGN, and much more. Make sure you check out the MGN shop through MichiganGameNight.com or MichiganSportsRadio.com/MGN.
Can you identify your number 1 personal trait? The thing that you do better than most others? If not, this may be a good time to think this through. If you're really good at writing, then why use the phone? If you're great on the phone, why use email? If you have exceptional human relation skills, why sit back and let others lead? I'm Randy Hansen, president of Centennial Securities Company. Playing to our strengths is something we do very well at Centennial. And if you're already a customer, you know what I mean. If not, isn't it about time?
Member SIPC and FINRA.
Welcome back here to Grandville. Centennial Securities post-game show, 35-29 Grandville over Jenison. They've played increasingly defensive games throughout the year. Jenison won the first one in overtime, 45-44. Granville took the next one, 38-33. And today got a little bit even more defensive down the stretch, 35-29. The Bulldogs pick up the win and live to fight another day once again here from Vanderslice Gymnasium. Leading scorer, all scores, is Gracie Rikoski with 14. Maynard hit a quartet of triples for 12 points to lead the way for Jenison. See some of the other scoring numbers on your screen. Both Stedman and Stickler also had 5 for Jenison. Butler added in 1 more for the Bulldogs beyond what you see on your screen. Allison Dallett with 4. Emma Perez had 5. And Brea Haight tacked on 2 as well. Let's take a look at some highlights from this ball game. It was especially defense that was really critical for the Bulldogs down the stretch. And we start with this play, which is the first time Grandville took the lead in the third quarter. It was Grace Richardson that got it done. Perez swings left wing to Gregoire. Left-hand dribble. Angles, stops, spins, left block. Up top on to Richardson. Down the left side of the lane. Pops a mid-range jumper. Wildly off the window and good. And the Bulldogs have the lead with 5. And we're going to go a couple of times here. Defense into offense for the Bulldogs, and in particular, Gracie Rikoski. Here's one look at it. Working against the trapping zone. Onto the corner for Dooch. Up fake, starts the dribble, throws right wing Stickler. Pass to the top, picked off by Rikoski. Read it perfectly. Drives to the basket. Left hand layup is good. Defense into offense, and the Bulldogs lead. And lastly, let's take a look at our Farmers Insurance play of the game. Thanks as always, Farmers Insurance, for presenting. Also, the Bennett Center Agency in Wyoming will be becoming into our new season, our new presenting agency with our great long partnership with Farmers Insurance. So we'll have more coming up on that, especially to get the new season. Again, defense and offense, and again, Gracie Rikoski right in the middle of it for our Farmers Insurance play of the game. floor. Right side on to Maynard, back to Titus in the backcourt. Skipping over the timeline. Red intercepted by Rakoski. Mid-range jumper off the window and good. It's again a perfect defensive play. Red by Gracie. So great play made right there. Centennial Security's winning game plan, an easy one. It's what delivered the win in the second half. It's the full court pressure. Coach Van Hecken decided to absolutely suffocate every square inch of the floor for the Bulldogs, and he did just that. Jenison really struggled, especially in the fourth quarter as Grandville turned up the wick, steals in the offense like you saw right there on a couple occasions, a couple more that you didn't even hear as well there in some of our highlights. So certainly that defense drawn up, going full court, mixing with the zone pressure so big, and Coach Van Hecken certainly picks up our winning game plan as he really drew up well. Bulldogs will need their absolute A game, though, if they're going to be able to beat the other Bulldogs and knock off a Miss Basketball contender and finalist and a ton of other great talent with the Byron Center team that oftentimes has gone far in the tournament in the last few seasons. Our Rainbow Grill player of the game. Rainbow Grill in Grandville is open from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Monday through Saturday. You can get half a sandwich and a side for $9.09 from 11 to 2 daily. And our Rainbow Grill player of the game, the Bulldogs senior, Gracie Rakoski, puts up 14 points, and a lot of it defense and offense. Led the way, quiet first half, exploded in the second half. An honorable mention as well to Grace Richardson. She had 7 points in a really great second half as well. But Rakoski leads the way offensively for the Bulldogs, as she does so often, and also led the way defensively and winds up making the difference in this one. The Bulldogs live to fight on another day. Tomorrow night, we're back live, 6:30 again on the air from Fowler, as Tri-Unity has host Fowler in a regional semifinal game as the boys' playoffs roll on in Division 4. Check back into @MI Game Night for the plan. For Wednesday night, the game will be covered here. The question is it the game night crew? Is it the Kentwood Michigan Sports Radio crew? A couple things that we're figuring out based on some different things. But back in action on Wednesday as the girls' playoffs will roll on. Michigan Sports Radio will have coverage of that. But first, we are back on the air on tomorrow night, Tuesday night. Make sure you check us out once again, 6:30. We'll see if Tri-Unity and the Defenders can keep this run going as they are going to look to find their way back to another state championship. They're looking to make it 4 in a row in terms of trips to the state title game, and certainly that March beginning in the regional semis against a really good Fowler team that is also hosting them and hosting the district. They'll have the home floor advantage, and it'll be a really exciting one for certain. 35-29, Grandville's girls. A really impressive second half. They were down 6 at the break. They wind up winning the game by 6. A terrific second half defense and offense for Coach Van Hecken's team. We'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in to March on MGN.